It is the most transparent administration in history, at least in my lifetime.
Absolutely. With the exception of the Epstein stuff, which I was
exception.
very disappointed in him and his condescension to America, which we'll get to in just a moment. But first, we've got some sort of delayed reaction, or not delayed, but pre-reaction. So reaction that happened about Epstein and the closing of the case before the cabinet meeting. And so Andrew Klavan had talked to Megyn Kelly about this. Again, this is before the Klavan meeting, but after the report came out saying the Epstein thing is closed and there's just no news there. And so read what he wrote about this case.
As I told Megyn Kelly, I have serious questions about the Epstein case. You'd be crazy not to, but I'm startled by how many people are absolutely certain they know exactly what's going on. It's corruption. It's blackmail. It's the Jews, because no other religion has ever had a sex scandal, or even it's all a conspiracy theory. There's nothing to see here. Where do these people get their certainty? I wish I had their sources, but I guess only they can hear the voices in their heads. After years of being lied to by authorities in the media about everything from Russian collusion to Biden's dementia to COVID, our social trust is understandably at low ebb. Yeah. It would be a good thing if Kash Patel or Dan Bongino gave a full accounting to someone willing to ask them the tough questions we all have. I believe in them. I think they're good men, but a memo leaked on a holiday weekend is not the way forward. That's right.
Absolutely, positively spot on.
Yep.
And Megyn had similar comments to make. This is, again, before the cabinet meeting. Here's what she said in part.
I don't know what's going on with her. I believe Dan Bongino's not lying to me. I really do. When Dan Bongino puts his name on something, I don't know Kash as well, but I know Dan. I know him well. We've worked together many, many years. He didn't just turn around and start lying. That's not who he is. He's an honest guy, and he takes this role very seriously, and I trust him. And I trust him not to actively mislead me or you. However, Pam Bondi has definitely made multiple inconsistent statements, and I'm sorry, but she does not deserve the benefit of my good opinion, and I'm not prepared to give it to her. There was no scoop. Why would she do that? And it led to, behind the scenes, like all the White House staffers, like the top people in the White House for Trump, distancing themselves from Pam Bondi immediately. Like, we don't know why she did that. And then it came out that they were urging her not to do it. But I don't know what she was up to. She wanted to have some moment where she looked like she was the one. And then she was in trouble and she knew it. So she said, all right, that's just the first tranche. I'm really pissed off. The FBI is the one who screwed me. They said everything was in there. Okay, like you need to know. You need to know that no lawyer just sloppily calls all these PR people in and says, here are the files, without knowing what's in there. But she wants us to believe she did. Okay, so she either was clueless or she intentionally embarrassed them. I don't know which is better.
I do think Pam is the problem here.
You do? You think it's Pam?
I think, and I don't know why Trump is giving her a pass on the whole thing. I mean, he's clearly over it all, and we'll get to his reaction to the reporters' questions about it. But she really has effed this up from the word go, because that binder thing was all her. There was no reason for that.
Right.
You know?
Right. But I don't understand how there could be no clients involved, like how we can see nobody. There's no names at all. I mean, don't gaslight me. You know what I mean?
I know. Especially when Kash has been very, very vocal for a couple of years now about clients.
Right.
You know?
I mean, come on. There's names. I know there's names. We know there's names. So and even with Klavan's, like, I get some of the stuff. It's like when he said, how do you know with absolute certainty? I mean, I don't know who they are with absolute certainty, but a guy like that with an island like that, it was more than just him. There were clients. There were clients. Who are they? That's all.
And there's just not going to be accountability. We're just going to let this go. I just don't see how we do that.
This is the thing. I just think that, we're being a little gaslit at this point.
Completely.
And I don't like it coming from this administration. I didn't expect it. I don't like it. It's not fair. You don't get to do that to me. I voted for you to tell me some of the things, and you are transparent on everything else. Just freaking give us some names.
Yeah. This was the closing of this case was rolled out in the worst possible way. And it's almost like they are taking advantage of the loyalty of so many people who have been like, yay, rah, this is the best team ever. And they're just deciding, you guys are going to be behind us no matter what we do. And I'm not going to be behind you no matter what you do.
Not on this. And I think, listen, this could be an issue that backfires for them during the midterms.
Totally.
Because it's like being in a relationship. You trust somebody implicitly. You trust somebody. They tell you the truth. They tell you the truth. They tell you one lie. And
now you're on guard.
That's how it is for me. You tell me one lie. We're not friends anymore. We're not. I'm sorry, but that's just how I am. Sorry, not sorry. You lie to me, we're done.
Yeah. This was just bad. So on Glenn Beck's show, which we are going to tell you about as soon as Daisy reminds you about joining Angel Studios.
You should totally do that. Because listen, people ask the question all the time, like, where did all the good family entertainment go? I ask that question. Where is the entertainment that celebrates America and values that we stand for? And that's not like completely smutty, and that I can have my kids in the room and everybody can watch a movie at one time, and I don't have to keep like turning it off and switching it or being like earmuffs, eye muffs, that kind of thing. So yeah, you're either cringing or reaching for the remote every time you're watching TV, and you don't have to do that. With Angel Studios, they have fantastic movies. I don't know if you guys have heard of Sound of Hope. That's a movie that they came out with. It's the true story of a small Texas community that adopted 77 foster children. There's Sound of Freedom. I know a lot of you saw Sound of Freedom, about child trafficking. King of Kings was over Easter, which was about the life and teachings of Jesus. That was animated. And then there's just like The Last Rodeo just came out in May. It's about a veteran bull rider who goes back into bull riding to save his grandson who has a brain tumor. These are great movies, family friendly movies and projects that they work on. And they definitely reflect our values. And you can join the guild and have a say in what movies that they make, which is fantastic. So don't wait. Go to angel.com/chicks, become a premium member of the Angel Studios Guild, claim your benefits. That's angel.com/chicks. Do it.
His team were analyzing the video. Because you remember we talked about the video and how there's a minute missing, and then like the video shows these two doors that look different from the picture of the door that we saw. I mean, there's so many weird things about the video, but there's also another weird thing about the video, which they explain here, which is that the video doesn't actually show Epstein's door at all. Here they are to explain.
A report from the Justice Department 2 years ago that shows the camera angle and the one camera that was actually working. So you can see the diagram, and I think we actually have it if you're watching this right now. There's a diagram that shows where this camera is. It shows where Epstein's cell is. And the big thing that stands out, Glenn, is this camera doesn't even have eyes on Epstein's cell at all. Like, not at all.
What in the world?
That's
incredible.
4 different wings here. There is a service wing, and that's what we're looking at with that door 46. That's like a service entrance or staff entrance. Now, you can't see on the lower level Epstein cell at all. So this is what makes it look even crazier for that 1 minute that's missing. And I will say that, let me just say it this way. I've spent years and years and years looking at surveillance and security camera footage, as you know, in my previous job. I've never seen an over 1 minute jump right at a time that would be very, very, I don't know, just convenient.
This is proof they are apps. Pam Bondi needs to be fired.
Yeah.
Who is rolling this out?
Agreed.
The little rascals?
Yeah, Glenn's not wrong.
Pinky, look, I got some videotape. What are you doing? This is ridiculous. This is such absolute incompetence.
Yeah.
Again, it doesn't prove that this, he was killed. However, it is the fact that they're releasing a video that has this many holes in it to a passing. Again, the person you're trying to make feel better about all of this is someone very interested in the detail.
Right.
That's right.
Glenn Beck is right. She should be fired.
He is. I mean,
she should be fired.
She is at the heart of this F up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
She has handled this so
Poorly.
badly
So
in
poorly.
every interview, in her freaking binders. All of it has been
all of it.
awful, and it all leads back to her.
It does.
I mean,
You're
it
right.
just does.
She's right. The buck stops with her. She should be fired without question. And he needs to hire somebody that is more competent because she's clearly not.